You have clicked the Pixel Record podcast, programmed by KanOfSoda. Sit back, chillax, and enjoy the show.
Hello guys, welcome back to Pixel Record Podcast. I'm Sarah. Although most of you may know me as KanOfSoda, I'm with a classmate. You can introduce yourself.
My name is Sanville. I'm Louis Sanville. I'm 27 years old, and I'm from Columbus, Georgia. And I'm actually taking classes at the Georgia Film Academy with Sara here.
Yeah, he's basically my classmate. Although we don't really talk as much, we're in the same film class. I know we were last semester, but yeah, I actually had a really good time, but then, COVID ruined everything.
Right. Yeah, that was really disappointing. Like, I know, like, for the last project we had to do, we were supposed to reenact a film scene from one of the scripts that our professor gave us, and I was a little excited for that. I'm telling you, like, that was really like, because I never had like much experience on like a film set, right?
Same.
I don't think much of us did, so it would be kind of interesting to kind of see how it all runs. But COVID had to kind of ruin it for us. So,
Yeah, I wanted to experience as well, but I'm hoping the whole COVID really ends soon because America's not doing well when it comes to that.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty tough out there, like especially with the administration that we're under now, like, not to get like too political, but like it's kind of a dark time right now. And hopefully, like, maybe when we hits 2021, like maybe we can see like some signs of like things going good,
Okay, so just to start things off, what is your favorite movie and why?
Oh wow, what is my favorite movie and why? It's kind of weird for me because I've always had like a love for movies in general. Is like whether I'm something I'm interested in, like I'm pretty much gonna like delve myself deep into it. Like favorite movie. I guess for this conversation, like, I figure let's start with a movie that I've pretty much seen recently, which is Parasite.
Oh yeah, I heard that's good. I know my dad and sister like it.
Yeah, it's very, very good movie, especially with like I'm always like, I haven't delved like too deep into like South Korean films. Like the only other film that I've ever seen, which was from South Korea, is a movie called Old Boy from 2003. And Old Boy, it's one of those crazy movies. It's one of these crazy movies that you're probably gonna have to watch on your own, because like, I'm telling you, it's very like, it's really, really gory and like disgusting and all that, and especially
beyond rated R.
I think
I know there's a rating above rated R. I know there's a rating above rated R.
Oh yeah, NC-17. That's NC-17. I think that's the only other one. That's the only other one rating that I know that was above R rated. It was like NC-17 and whatnot. But yeah, like Old Boy was the only other movie, but beyond Parasite. But what got me into Parasite was basically the story of it all. I mean, you got this poor family that's like struggling, trying to get by, but then one of them has this opportunity to go to this to tutor for this tutor for these kids of these wealthy people, and then just like one by one, like the family members of the the poor family gets all these jobs, and it's like it kind of tells you a lot about class and about how like the wealthy basically just it kind of profits and like exploits all the poor people there. And I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of like juggling things up because it's been a while since I've actually seen it. But I remember loving that movie just for that. Also with the I would say like the cinematography is just really excellent. Like how they were actually able to tell that story just from those different angles that they chose and other kinds of stuff, you know. So I'll just go with Parasite.
All right. My favorite movie. I have a lot of good favorite movies. This is probably going to be controversial, but I like Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. Have you ever seen it?
I actually haven't, but I've heard things. I've heard things about that, and that usually like I know like a lot of DC films like they don't get like as much love as like the Marvel films.
Yes, honestly, I really love DC. I'm sorry to interrupt. I hate to admit, but I personally like the DCEU better than the MCU. Why do you like it?
Wait, you like the DCU you like the DC universe better than the Marvel universe?
I love the MCU, but I don't know. I just like DC better. It's just me. I know it's very controversial, but hey, we all have opinions, you know.
Yeah, still waiting on that Zack Snyder Justice League.
Oh my gosh, yes! I honestly can't wait. Oh yeah, I do know. You know about DC fandom, right?
No, I don't.
Oh, like a couple weeks ago, it was just like a virtual global event where they like released a bunch of new DC content, not just for movies but for comics, shows. It's really amazing, and I do know.
Oh, you know, yeah. I did see something about that. I just never actually watched it. Yeah.
And I do know that at the event, HBO Max had this campaign. No, not this campaign. Where like this form where people could get these associate producer Justice League shirts, the one that Zack Snyder made, and it gave, and if you like fill this form, you could get it. But like it was like the first 1,400 people got it for free, and I was one of those people who got it for free. So it's literally in my closet right now, so I can just show off that I'm an associate producer. You know about? Oh, I don't think you know about it.
Well, what was it?
Oh dang, you don't know.
I might know.
What, the associate producer thing?
The associate producer, like the position,
so basically, I do remember at this one virtual event, Zack Snyder talked about how he refers to associate producers as fans around the world who has basically helped make the release of Zack Snyder's Justice League possible.
Okay.
Which I think is pretty cool since he has worked very hard on it, and we all know nobody wants to see that monstrosity we got 3 years ago. Have you seen Justice League?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Oh God. The first time I was like, oh sorry.
Yeah.
What do you think of it? Out of curiosity.
Okay. I can see why people didn't like it. Like it didn't feel as really like cohesive for me as far as like as far as like the story is concerned. Like it was basically just I'm thinking about Justice League as its own movie, right? Like forget about everything else. Like I'm thinking about it as its own movie. It feels like I felt like they could have done a little more in the story department. I felt like they could have done a little more there.
And if you're wondering, and I know what you're, no, I don't know what you guys are thinking. It's literally the same as the Avengers. It's because, you know, it's directed by the same guy who made the Avengers.
Right. Definitely. And like, yeah, it was that. It was also the it just felt like a little all over the place for me.
Yeah.
Just a little all over the place.
As you said, though, it could have added more. There really
right.
wasn't
There
much
could have been
to it.
Yeah, there could have been more there. They could have put a little more in the kind of like the motives of everybody. I felt like they could have put in like it feels like one of my biggest issues with that and something like, say, Suicide Squad was it felt like it was going somewhere, but it never actually reached the goal. It just kind of went somewhere else.
It didn't meet the huge expectations.
Right. It didn't meet a lot of expectations. And I can say, like, a lot of people, they were really excited for those movies, especially Suicide Squad, because Suicide Squad was like, especially when you looked at the trailer, it looked really attractive. It looks very like very exquisite, like very like much like opulent and whatnot, but it was also had this like really like gritty tone, and the acting kind of like matched that too, especially Jared Leto when he was playing the Joker. Like, I've heard like he went all out trying to play the Joker.
Oh yeah, do you also know that that like the same thing that happened to Justice League happened with Suicide Squad as well?
No, I didn't. What was it?
You know how Zack Snyder's Justice League was originally supposed to come out, but then like it was completely butchered to the monstrosity got in 2017.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with Suicide Squad. David Ayer, he had this really great, complex, very dark story, but he said it was completely changed into a comedy. He also once said, imagine if Todd Phillips' Joker movie was turned into a comedy. That's what happened to Suicide Squad.
Okay. That kind of messed. Yeah, I could see, like, because with something like, say, Shazam, for example, like, I'll talk about the trailer because I haven't seen I never actually seen the movie. I wanted to, but I haven't actually seen it. I saw the trailer for Shazam, and to me, it felt more like a comedy. I felt like it kind of worked for something that comedic tone works for something like that, because you see something like Shazam and feel like, oh, okay, like this is a really like cool story about like a little kid that's like that got these superhero powers, and he's trying to figure out how to learn about these powers. And so yeah, I feel like the comedic tone worked there. Not for Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
the Suicide Squad that I was familiar with, it felt more like, it felt much more sinister than that. It felt like much more just like, you know, they could have kept like, they should have like just kept with like the dark and grit of it. I mean, if you want to add like comedic if you want to add comedic tone, like a little shades here and there, that's fine, but not for the entire movie, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see how they definitely fumbled the ball there.
Also, along with that, the original Suicide Squad also showed more of the Harley and Joker relationship being very toxic, and a lot of people said this could explain why Harley broke up with him in Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
And my friend also said it can, yeah. And
I definitely
people said it would make her emancipation a lot more powerful and very reasonable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely see that. Like the one, you know what kind of confused me though is like, I'm not even sure if this is like part of canon, but
The fact
Harley
that
Quinn
Harley's
was actually like a
style
psychiatrist,
changed?
huh?
The fact that Harley's style changed? Or is that... Oh, sorry. Continue.
No, it's fine. What kind of confused me about that, I don't know if it's part of canon, but like Harley Quinn was actually like a psychiatrist at one point. It was actually seeing the Joker.
It's... Yeah, yeah, that's actually true. It was in, like, the original animation, the comics as well.
Okay, yeah. Like you can probably tell, like I'm not much of a comic person, but I do. Like,
Honestly, same. I do read a few stuff that was in the comics.
yeah. All right, that's cool, but yeah, that kind of confused me. And I've always like I would kind of imagine like Harley Quinn being like one of these it's kind of like it's not like girlfriend, but more so like it feels like someone who is like slightly like much like younger than him, but someone who is like, I kind of figured Harley and previously it'd be much more like impressionable. You kind of see where I'm going? Like I figure like before like she would meet Joker, Harley would be one of those people that would be like much more like much more like an impressionable person, someone that you can totally have like an influence on. And I figure like Joker would be like the person that would kind of like brought her into like the dark side or whatever. I'm not really too sure, but I thought like her being a psychiatrist, you should probably like, I don't think you should be too easy for you to fall for some of the things that he will do. Like I just it felt a little confusing for me, but now that I know that it's part of canon, like I can try to look more deeply into that and try to see, because when I think about a character, I try to think about their motivations and what kind of led them to make certain decisions. And so now I know that Harley being a psychiatrist, being a part of canon, I can try to like understand, and I can go back and understand and see where she kind of decided to cross that dark side, you know?
Yeah, and speak about that. I know in have you seen Birds of Prey? Just say yes or no.
I haven't, no. I'm sorry.
So there's an so like the introduction basically shows a bit of Harley's backstory, which kind of explains why she was kind of attracted to Joker. So apparently when she was a child, so apparently when she was a child, her dad pretty much traded her for beer. He didn't want anything to do with her, so like he eventually took her to an orphanage, which didn't treat her well. She basically had a pretty hard life. So she also had a few relationships that didn't end well. So it seemed like when she met the Joker, I think to her it felt like he was like the only one who actually cared for her, because no one else was there for her, which made her pretty much dependent on him. And in Birds of Prey, when they broke up, a lot of people who she's upset, they wanted to go after her, and this Birds of Prey basically motivated Harley to not only move on from a toxic relationship, but to allow her to become a better person from the criminal she used to be, which I think is pretty interesting. I mean, I know a lot of people hate it because they think it's like feminism or something, which I guess I can kind of see where they're going, but at the same time, Harley just wants to move on from a toxic relationship.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to like the criticisms, I don't really pay attention like too much to it. I mean, I'll try to
avoid negative reviews.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen the movie, so I'll probably just I'll try to watch it. I'll try to watch it as soon as I have it available, because I mean, I mean, there's a bunch of movies I'm actually behind on, but that's another conversation. Um, yeah, I'll try. Yeah, I never pay attention to stuff like that because it's like I know a lot of people say the same thing about Ghostbusters, like 2016. And I never pay attention to that either. So it was like,
I haven't seen it. I know a lot of people. I think a lot of people disliked it because it was like females instead of males. Of course, they complain.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I just toss them to the side. Like I don't really care. Like
I know my dad really doesn't care about the negative thoughts. He always just watches it.
yeah, like that, and that's all. That's all you need to do. Like just watch and just try to like come up with your own conclusions.
Yeah, I try my best to avoid negative stuff, but since it's the internet, I honestly just do the best I can. It's hard,
Right.
but I just try.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that.
Unless
But
it's not a horrible movie, like, oh my gosh, Cutie's like the one that comes out. That you're allowed to say
oh,
negative
wow,
about.
Cuties. Man, I heard a lot about cuties. Like I was like, yeah, I've seen this. Well, I've seen the trailer, and I was like, yeah,
Oh.
this is pretty questionable.
Oh, when I heard about, I was like, how is this stuff allowed? I assumed this
That's
stuff was
that's
totally
right.
illegal.
Like, yeah, like how is it like? I don't know. Maybe it's like a culture thing. I'm not really sure. Like, but it's like,
but
yeah, this is like
yeah, but
I'm really
it's
questioning.
not right. That's it's not. I don't and I always wonder how did the kid actresses think about it? Like I honestly feel bad for them because not only I've been exploited to really dangerous people, but think about it, they're pretty much gonna grow up knowing that their image of them is online, and that could cause some trauma for sure.
Yeah, definitely, especially when you see this depiction. I believe I read the synopsis for that movie, and I think I can understand like where they were coming from. I just don't think like that. I just don't think like first of all, I don't understand why you want to pick. I don't understand why you would pick actresses that young to play those characters. Like I know like much older people that play teenagers. And we all know this. Like there's much like you can tell like when an actor is basically like 30 playing like a 19-year-old kid, like people will notice. They'll definitely notice. Like but that's fine. It's okay as long as you're not like because I've learned that it's mostly about like child labor laws that they don't want to break.
What do you mean?
I believe there was like you know when you're like a child actor or the child actress, like there's certain like, you know, when you're working with them, there's certain like child labor laws that you're not supposed to break. Like I think like they're supposed to have like a tutor, and like they're supposed to work this many hours within a day, stuff like that. I'm not really too sure. I'm pretty sure that there are, you know, there's child labor laws within the acting world. Like, but yeah, I'm pretty sure like they were trying to like, as long you can work with child actors and actresses as long as you don't break like any like childhood labor laws. I don't know. I think it depends on the country too. With like, I don't know. I'm not sure like what France is doing, but like, they were pretty much more lax with it apparently.
I think the story takes place in France. I don't know if like it was distributed, produced in France. I'm not sure about that.
I think it was, as far as I know. I read something on, I think it was either Deadline or the Hollywood Reporter, something about the director going to the I think it was called the Unit France or something like that. I'm gonna have to look it up, but there was I think it was a committee based on like movies there, And that's what led me to the conclusion that maybe it was probably made in France or something like that. Because I know that it takes place. I know it has to take place somewhere there, probably. Yeah, I'm not really too sure, but I think it was made in France. I don't know how their child labor laws are over there, but I figure it may have figured like, it all just seems really, I don't know.
And what's pretty worse is the movie got really good reviews. I have no idea
I
how.
saw that too. I think like critics gave it like a 92% or
Yeah,
something.
it's so messed up.
And everybody else like all like the audience score was like a 5% or something like that. Honestly, it's like,
Yeah.
Man, it's like, how can you like this?
Yeah, honestly,
How can you like this?
honestly, the critics are a mistake, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I heard that like, man, it was so surprising to see how like, and that's the thing about Rotten Tomatoes, right? It's just that it might not be like, I know I was told that it's not the most accurate website to use in order to try to figure out like what is the best like movie or like the worst movie or whatever. That's what I was told. I'm not really too sure.
I mean,
But
for sorry for interrupting, but
no, it's fine.
from what I learned, you really shouldn't trust critics. You should probably you should trust critics a lot. For most of the time, actually for all the time, you should just watch the movie yourself without asking is it good or bad, and then come up with opinions on your own. That's what you should do instead of listening to what other people think to see if you should watch it.
Yeah, definitely. And you always gotta look with some sort of like critical eye for yourself and yourself only to try to figure out whether like a movie is good. Like, I'm pretty sure like there's a bunch of movies that I like that a lot of critics don't like, and I'm pretty sure there's movies that I don't like that a bunch of critics love. So it is what it is, you know.
I have that same feeling, honestly.
Yeah. Like what kind of movies that you love but everyone else hates?
I can think of a few. I think The Last Jedi, Captain Marvel, Thor: The Dark World.
I've seen Captain Marvel. I've seen it. I actually thought it was okay. I thought it was actually an okay movie. Like, it kind of goes back to, you know, the criticism because of women thing. Like that got a lot of heat for that too. It got a lot of heat for that too. I remember it, and I just never really saw like what's the problem with it. Like, I thought it was a really cool story. I thought it was like good cinematography, stuff like that. I mean, I didn't see the problem. I don't understand what the problem was with that.
They just don't like women. That's the closest I can think of.
Yeah.
I know it seems very generalized, but
right.
It seems pretty true.
Yeah. I agree. They just I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with them and like with women centric films. I don't know what it is with them. It's like I personally don't care. Like, if a movie is good, a movie is good. Like that's just where I'm at.
Yeah. And also, I also mentioned The Last Jedi. I know when it first came out, I was like very mixed, but I was like, I guess that's pretty okay. But I mean, now I do realize that more people are starting to appreciate it now since Rise of Skywalker.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh.
Not Rise of Skywalker. I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, well.
But I've heard things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've heard things, a lot of things.
Like what?
Um, Usually just like general like this is not like episode 4 through 6 kind of talk. You know what I mean? Just
I
kind of like
I get that.
yeah. You always hear that from the fanboys. You always gonna hear that, and I don't. And it kind of makes me wonder like how the studios are even able to keep making these movies. You know, like if they know, I don't know. I guess they're just trying to make like a good movie.
Just one answer. It's Disney and they have like $1 billion. That's one.
Yeah, they're pretty much like they're beyond an empire at this point.
Empire, because Star Wars had an empire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're beyond an empire at this point. They're there to take everything.
To be honest, though, I had very mixed thoughts about this sequel trilogy. In my opinion, Force Awakens was good. Last Jedi was okay, good. Rise of Skywalker, I'm not sure. I mean, I do find a lot of problems with the sequel trilogy, and I know there are people who don't like them, and there are people like me who kind of have mixed feelings. But like, we don't really. What I appreciate is those who don't like the sequels but aren't mean about it. They're just respectful of people's opinions. Honestly, I really praise them since they're not really toxic, and those toxic fanboys who just constantly trash talk them because they don't like it. It's
Right.
honestly,
Yeah.
and it's weird how they have the audacity to say Disney ruined Star Wars. They only ruined the sequel trilogy. Everything else is good. Like Rogue One, Solo, last season of the Clone Wars, The Mandalorian.
Oh, have I seen? I've always wanted to see it. I never actually got to see it.
Mandalorian.
Yeah, The Mandalorian. I always want to see that one.
Me too, but I don't have Disney Plus.
Yeah, and the funny part about that is my sister does, and she lets me use her password and stuff. And I was like, I never got around to doing it. I don't know why. It was just I don't know. Maybe it's just because I was like too busy like watching other shows. But yeah, I've always wanted to see The Mandalorian.
Yeah, same here. And I know there's some Marvel shows that are about to release there, like WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I really want to see, but of course, I don't have Disney Plus. I'll probably use the free subscription whenever I feel like it.
Yeah, use that as much as you can. Like I would just try to like just watch as much as you can, like, and then try to like log on again within like another email or something. That'll be fine. Or I think, does it have like an option for you to sign up as like a student?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I figure because I don't think many streaming services offer that option. But
Yeah,
I was just asking.
the only streaming service I have is Netflix.
Oh, same. I got Netflix as well.
And there are a bunch of shows I want to watch, but I just, as you said, I'm too lazy to get around doing it.
Yeah, I'm both too lazy and too busy because like there was other stuff at school and there was like stuff at home that I gotta worry about too. So yeah, I hear you. Definitely. But wait, where were we? But yeah, like what if let me ask you, like what's your like favorite movie and why?
Wait,
Or you already answered that.
yeah, Batman versus
Oh
Superman.
yeah.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, I will explain why because we went on the topic of DC. I think it's pretty good and complex. I have to admit I like it better than Civil War. So, oh dang, I'm about to sneeze. I'll just continue. The point of what I like about it is it pretty much shows. Have you seen him? Oh, have you seen it or not?
Have I seen the DC?
Batman versus Superman.
Oh, Batman versus Superman. I haven't seen it yet. No, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, so it basically takes place after Man of Steel. Have you seen that one?
I haven't seen that one either.
Oh,
When it comes to DCU, the DCEU stuff, like I'm kind of like iffy on that. But there are certain movies that I have seen from that universe.
so
Like I
basically,
said, I'm delving myself in like a bunch of light movies to the point to where I'm not really like concerned with much others. But I haven't seen it yet. But
you should. It's good.
yeah, I'll take your word
Listen to
for
the
it.
negative critics.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
I would like to say quickly what I like about Henry Cavill's Superman. It's not like traditional Superman. Traditional Superman was always like super perfect, super OP, which is why I never found him interesting. I used to never find him interesting because he was like way too perfect. But Man of Steel basically made him a whole lot more vulnerable, made him a whole lot more realistic, which is why I like. And people were really upset about for some reason, and some were pretty pissed that he didn't have the classic trunks for some reason. So basically what happened in Man of Steel was Superman's enemy basically who was also from Krypton, he tried to take over Earth he basically almost destroyed the city Metropolis, which was extremely devastating. So in the beginning of Batman Superman, it showed that Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, was there as well, and he pretty much saw all the damage from a civilian's perspective, which is what I like about Zack Snyder's DC films, because we never usually get to see the civilian's perspective when there's like a huge fight going on, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I can see where you're going. Yeah, I can see why you were talking about Henry Cavill. He was
Cavill.
playing Superman. Henry Cavill. Sorry, Henry Cavill, when he was playing Superman, and how he was relatable to you. I can see your argument, because for most of the Superman movies that I ever saw, or any clips I've ever saw, they were always like, really like relatable. You don't really, well, not relatable, but like you said, perfect. Like, I like watching, like, say, like Christopher Reeves, for example. Like, you don't really see Christopher Reeves Superman do anything that was like morally questionable. And when you think about it, at the time it was made, you can understand why. I mean, he's Superman. Of course he's gonna do all these like really cool things, and like be like this really cool person that you want people to root for, right? But the thing is, it's like not everybody can be like that. Not everybody can be as perfect as he is. Like, people got problems. People got issues that internal issues that they have to deal with. Like, how many people I plan on saving for the day, because not everybody's gonna live, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think, especially because I remember seeing certain clips of Man of Steel. I think it was it was either Man of Steel or Superman Returns, where he was like in orbit and he was trying to figure out how many people that he wants to save. I think he was in his mind trying to figure out, like,
that might have been
who would be the most important. Yeah.
That might have been Superman Returns, because there was never a scene like that in Man of Steel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I figure. He was in orbit and he was trying to figure out, like, which call for help was the most urgent for him to go like try to help, like, fight, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that kind of goes into, that's a really interesting perspective, because you don't really see that from a lot of superheroes. Mostly what you see is them coming in, they fight crime, get out. Yeah. And from even up until that point, like, the closest thing that we saw from a superhero like that was Spider-Man. Because think about it, Spider-Man is like
Tobey
this
Maguire?
teenage kid.
Tobey Maguire or another version?
Just in general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just in general. The closest we ever got to like an actual relatable superhero was Spider-Man. Because think about it, Spider-Man, he's this kid from New York, you know, he just got bit by a spider. You know, he realizes he can use these powers to fight crime, you know, with, like his Uncle Ben said, with great power comes great responsibility. And you could actually see him struggle with that, trying to separate those two worlds of fighting crime and devoting his time and energy to his loved ones, right? And you don't really see that from a lot of other superheroes. So for me to see that from someone like a Superman, that brings things a little more down to earth, right?
Yeah.
That kind of makes me go like, okay, like I can understand like what kind of struggle that what kind of internal struggles that he may be dealing with.
Now, I would like to add to the Superman thing is Superman, he's pretty much different from everyone else since he's from another world and he doesn't know where he comes from. He doesn't feel like he belongs. And in Batman versus Superman, it pretty much I pretty much said before that the Kryptonians, his kind almost destroy Metropolis. They also try to terraform Earth because they want to make another Krypton since their old one was destroyed. And the whole point Batman versus Superman is a modern realistic scenario on how people like politicians, businessmen, civilians would react if a very powerful guy like Superman lived on Earth. I mean, he's got very strong capabilities, and you really think that politicians in our world would trust a guy like that?
Mm-hmm.
You think they would trust him? If he has that much kind of power, because they fear that he could maybe wipe out the human race, especially considering what happened to Metropolis.
Yeah, I can guarantee you they're probably gonna have some thoughts about that. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna be trusted.
Yeah, that's basically what the movie's about.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, because again, I haven't seen the movie, so you have to correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure he has that capability of saving the universe, but at the same time, there's a lack of trust there because it's who knows what he's also capable of doing.
Yes, that's
correct. Yeah, who knows because he can make he's Superman to them, he's kind of like a god. He can make the world disappear like that, you know?
Yeah, and that's also why Batman, aka Bruce Wayne, doesn't trust him. The point is, he's basically been fighting crime in Gotham for a really long time. He's seen a lot of stuff, especially as a kid, when his parents got shot, and seeing a guy like Superman, Batman's basically afraid of his power, so he wants to go up against him.
Right. I can see why. Definitely, because of course, anybody would be afraid of someone who had that much power. Anybody, literally. So the best you can do is try to subdue that power in any way, or at the very least try to control it as much as possible. Definitely.
And I would like to add, especially since Batman, he was there when the Metropolis attack happened, so he's seen the destruction up close. He's seen how many lives were lost, how many. I know one of his employees got injured so badly that like his legs have to be cut off, which left him disabled for the rest of his remaining life. I know like one of his employees, which is like an original character in that movie, he definitely does not like Superman, does not see him as a hero.
Wait, was this this was in the comics, right? Or was this part of the movie, or was it just invented for the movie? Was it for for that, or was it for the comic?
I'm talking about the general storyline.
The particular character that had to get his legs cut off. One of the employees. Oh, it was just invented for the movie? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I was just trying to follow.
It's fine.
Yeah, I can definitely understand like why people will be why that many people will be afraid of Superman's powers. Definitely.
And I think it's very good because like in previous people have been always go like, yay, Superman saved the day, which is like saved the day, which is very unrealistic if you think about it, because like not everyone would trust him, not everyone would see him as a hero. Some people would see it, but not everyone. I know one time Ray Fisher, the guy who plays Cyborg in Justice League, he said Batman Superman takes on the world as it is, not as how we want it.
Yeah, definitely. I can understand. Yeah, I can see that, because to add on to that, like, we're the ones watching the movie. We know Superman's intentions. We know what he wants to do and why he wants to change the world and wants to save the world. But to all those other people, they don't care. They don't care. All they know is that they see this being with really like superpowers. They see Superman as that, and all they can see is like, oh man, what is he capable of doing? That's it. Like that's all they can think about. Us, we know what his true intentions are. But as far as the people on Earth, they don't.
In their world, it's real life. To us, it's just fun, happy stuff to watch.
Right. Definitely. So I can definitely see why Ray Fisher would say something like that. He hit it on the nail, right there.
Oh yeah. Did you hear about how he was talking about some? Oh yeah. I also know in Zack Snyder's Justice League, right? Cyborg. He's basically the heart of the movie, except the problem with the theatrical version is that he didn't really have as much scenes.
Oh, you're talking about Justice League?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Since we were talking about since we just mentioned Ray Fisher and he plays Cyborg.
Yeah.
And I also noticed that there were so Zack Snyder's Justice League is 4 hours long, which is 4 or 5 hours long, which is way longer than the fake version. And for some reason, people say it's the same movie. It's not. It's like got way more footage. Plus, a little spoiler alert: Cyborg's father dies in the Snyder Cut.
Oh.
Well,
he dies in the Snyder Cut.
In the Snyder Cut, in the theatrical, he lives, and it's happily ever after.
Oh yeah. I didn't see that part. No, of course I haven't seen it. But I didn't remember him.
Oh wait, sorry about that. It was some technical difficulties. Anyway. Ooh.
No, that's fine.
I don't know. My internet sometimes disconnects and reconnects. It just randomly happens.
Oh yeah. That's fine. I'm told it's totally fine. I remember having that issue when I was like I'm still living with my parents now, but I remember we haven't had that kind of issue. Sometimes it always like kicks us off, and whatnot. But
all right. Anyway, what were we talking about again? Cyborg and Justice League. I think so.
Something about Ray. Yeah, it was Ray Fisher's dad. Ray Fisher's
Cyborg.
Yeah, Cyborg's dad.
Ray Fisher's the actor.
Yeah, Ray Fisher. Yeah, Ray Fisher plays Cyborg. And Cyborg has a dad who was in the movie, but I don't remember actually. I don't remember having him that many scenes. I think it
Yeah,
was like one particular. I think 1 and 2 scenes in general.
yeah. And I know in the Snyder cut. Hold on a second. In the Snyder cut, he had a whole lot more scenes, but they were cut out. And what was also crazy is that there were a bunch of other characters that had bigger roles, and they were actually people of color, but they were cut out of the Snyder cut.
Didn't they add? I'm not sure if they added any new heroes in the original Justice League. Did they? Because I don't remember him doing that.
What do you mean? Can you say that again? I don't know. What do you mean?
I'm pretty sure they didn't add any like new superheroes. Did they add any new superheroes for the Snyder cut? Because I think you said it just like they took them out. They took them out of the Snyder cut. And
I'm not sure if they added more heroes. I know there's a rumor. I don't know if it's true. There's a rumor that apparently Green Lantern was in the Snyder cut. I'm not sure if it's true. It's a rumor for all I know. I know there's another hero. His name is Marsh Manhunter.
Marsh Manhunter. Never heard of it. Never heard of them.
Oh.
I never heard of the
Oh, he's some DC superhero. He's also part of the Justice League.
Oh, okay. That's wasn't he No, never mind. I thought he was, but he wasn't. I thought he may have been in one of the maybe one of the animated Justice League episodes at one point. I'm not sure.
He's definitely probably in the animations.
Oh.
I may not be completely sure. I've seen a few clips in general, but not entirely sure.
Yeah. But yeah, like this next Snyder cut, 4 hours long. I'm not sure if I can sit through.
I mean, a lot. Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you. It's each hour is broken up into one episode. So it's going to be, since it's 4 hours, it's going to be 4 episodes, 1 hour each. It's so weird. Seeing people complain about the length, since, I mean, Endgame was 3 hours long as well. And I'm also like, come on, have you guys not seen Lord of the Rings?
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, that's another thing too. Like with run times, like something with an end game, I can see why it would be like 3 hours and 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a really, because everything kind of like leads up to this. That leads up to this point, and you don't want to make sure you don't leave any stone unturned.
That's
which
true.
Like, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I just say that's true.
Yeah, but yeah, it always feels like about two hours, 2:30, probably like the standard time for a Marvel movie. Like I've never seen anything that was like any superhero movie, at least, that was pretty much under that. I think wasn't have you seen like the recent Fantastic Four movie?
No.
Oh, okay. Me either. I heard it was not so nice things about that. But I think that may have been like under like two hours, was it? It may have been.
I don't know.
Yeah. So like, yeah, it feels like the average runtime for like a superhero movie is like maybe 2:30, and I can see why, because I mean it's a huge movie. They're usually really huge. They're usually blockbusters. They usually make a lot of money, that's where it makes a lot of money for Disney. It makes a lot of money for Warner Brothers, like all that stuff. So like I can see like definitely these are huge money makers for those studios. And I figured like why not like milk it for what it's worth, you know?
So you know about the Black Widow movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what you think. Should they release it on Disney Plus or delay it for a little longer and release it in theaters when it's safe? Let me know your thoughts.
Yeah. They're just gonna have to wait. They have to, because you saw how Mulan did, you know, as they were like trying to like sell for Disney Plus. I'm not paying for
I guess mostly because people were boycotting it.
Yeah, there was some I remember there were some boycotts about the movie. I think it was a reference to the main actress. I don't know what her name is.
The actress said that she supported police brutality in China.
Yeah, it was something of that effect. And yeah, that played a major part, actually. One of the major parts of the whole boycotting thing. And yeah, I mean, that stuff has like, that's got damage control. I'm sorry, this had bad marketing written all over it. Like, I felt like, setting all of this aside, because I know this is a really like tough issue, and I don't really know too much about what's going on in Hong Kong to have like have an actual opinion on that. But I do think that if you make statements that seems like pro Blue Lives Matter in any kind of context, there's a good chance that some people are probably not going to rock with you, right? So I figured that maybe like they could have done some sort of damage control to try to alleviate that at the slightest. But I don't remember her making any kind of statements like that. At least I don't. I'm not really too sure.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. Yes. And
one person said that she was forced to. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah. I don't know either. It's all such a weird mess. Also, like, I'm not paying like $30 to see something I could watch on Disney Plus. You want me to pay like $30 extra just to watch a movie, which makes no sense, especially given that you have an entire library, like an entire library of movies and all films and TV shows where you can just watch it for free. Why can't you use some of the profits profits from the views that Mulan is making and just kind of use that as profit? That just never really made sense to me. I know Netflix puts out like new movies like all the time. Some of this stuff is even like nominated for like Emmys and Oscars and Golden Globes and stuff like that. You don't see them asking for too much money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's like I don't understand like what's with like, I don't understand what's with them asking for so much more money. I just don't understand it.
Probably because Disney's greedy. I don't know. Not sure.
Yeah. So much. Yeah. It's turning into a. Yeah, Disney is definitely turning into like. So it's like an evil corporation, like every day for some reason. Even though we still watch their movies, but
I do remember on one of those Instagram confessions accounts, someone said that Disney is basically turning it into a monopoly. I mean, and I'm like, well, not exactly. I know that they own like a bunch of stuff like 20th Century Fox and all that.
Yeah, they
They
just
don't
bought
own
it.
the
They just
entire
bought.
franchise, but they are extremely big. I hope they don't take control of Warner Brothers or Harry Potter or that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
because that'd be messed up.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. But I wouldn't be too worried about stuff like that because I think, I mean, I'm pretty sure like when they make certain deals like that, they know it's going to be under contract for a certain amount of time. Like, I think they just had like the whole like, I think Disney was under Buena Vista at one point, under like Buena Vista, like a Buena Vista Corporations or something like that. And they had, I remember they had stuff like Miramax and Hollywood, stuff like that. And then like right after that term, like they was kind of like sold to like whoever else wanted them. Like I heard Miramax got Paramount now. And that's how, and the reason how I know was because they're doing another Scream movie. Yeah, it's like those certain deals like that, they last for like a certain amount of time. It could be like 10 years, 20 years, whatever. Like DreamWorks, like I'm pretty sure Paramount had them for I think from 2006 to I want to say 2013, 2014 or something like that. But anyway, like the Paramount had DreamWorks for a while. And I don't know, I guess there was like certain terms that they have to be under. So yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about that. It feels like Fox is going to be under them for a while.
Yeah, true, but I guess it kind of annoys me. I mean, if you, I know that it kind of annoys me that they're in like so much control, because, Endgame and Avatar, they're like the highest grossing films in the world, and they're both owned by Disney. So Disney beat Disney, basically.
Yeah, they're pretty much running their own race at this point. They're running their own race, and they're already in the lead. I mean, it's pretty weird how things are gonna go from this point as where
because of COVID. Is it because of COVID that things will be different?
Well, things are going to be different, definitely thanks to COVID. But I was mostly referring to how Disney seems like they're going to be like much more bigger and bigger every day.
Yeah,
and I'm not really sure how I feel about that. It feels like they're getting like a little more power than they should, and at the same time, it's like we still watch their movies right after that point. We still like we watch like say like Home Alone, for example. We watch Home Alone, like that's a Fox property, but now owned by Disney.
It was before Disney took control.
Yeah. It's like I don't know how consumers are really gonna feel about it. Yeah, I think it's just something that we need to keep an eye on. Definitely.
What else? Ooh, are you excited to see Robert Pattinson in the Batman movie?
I've seen the clips. And I'll say like it looks interesting. It does look interesting. Feels like Robert Pattinson came a long way from like
Twilight.
Yeah, definitely from Twilight. And now he has a chance to definitely like redefine his career by being part of a project like that. It's just, I'm pretty interested to see where he's gonna go with that.
Yeah, it really annoys me how so many people still referred to him as this vampire from Twilight. I mean, during the past decade, he's been in a lot of movies.
Really need to get off that at some point.
Yeah,
It's
during
like
during the past decade, he's been like in like so many good movies that people still see him as the guy from Twilight. I mean, I personally know him as Cedric from Harry Potter, but people mostly know him as Edward, and I'm hoping his Batman role will make everyone see him as someone other than the guy from Twilight.
Right, definitely. What he's gonna bring to the table, because all the other Batmans that we saw, like there are different kind of Batmans we see. We see the kind of, the Michael Keaton Batmans. We've seen the Val Kilmer Batman.
Christian Bale, Ben Affleck.
Yeah, George Clooney.
Adam West.
Like,
My
favorite Batman out of that is probably Christian Bale. I don't know younger side, but I've always been more like a Christian Bale kind of dude, because Christian Bale, like he gives one of his interesting portrayal of Batman. Really interesting. Like just straight out like goes all in with that. Especially with the Dark Knight. Like the Dark Knight was very film, not just a superhero film, but just a film in general. It's just really good. And so yeah, I can't wait to see what Robert Pattinson is gonna do with this. Definitely.
Same here.
Yeah. Interesting.
What really annoyed me is how people were like, no, Pattinson is better, no, Affleck is better. But I think every Batman is good in their own way.
Yeah. And that's the best.
I think that like which Batman's better and which Superman is better is kind of unnecessary. We're all used to different Batman and Superman. Some people prefer Christian Bale. Some people prefer Ben Affleck. There's no need to judge.
Right, definitely. No need to judge at all. Not everybody's gonna like the same thing. Like I might meet somebody who's more of like who likes like Michael Keaton and Batman, and I'll be more into like I'll say like Christian Bale is the best Batman. I was like, no, Michael Keaton is. It's like there's no need to like we could all have like our own like this. I still think it's like, you're gonna have to. There's a Batman for everyone, right? Yeah. And there's a Superman for everyone.
That's what I like about DC better. It's got like a million, you can have plenty of Batman, Superman, and like you could have like a million, and people, and you can have like a choice on which one you like. There's not much for Marvel. The only closest thing they have is Spider-Man. Not trying to trash talk Marvel. They're both good in their own ways.
Right.
I just like how there are like multiple of them. And especially nowadays with like 2 Flashes, 2 Cyborgs, and like the various different versions in both the CW and the cinematic universe. Like with Grant Gustin and Ezra Miller.
Yeah, I like I actually like Ezra Miller's Flash.
Same here.
Yeah, I like Ezra Miller's Flash.
Although I can't judge between him and Grant Gustin because I've never seen the Flash show.
Yeah, I never seen a show either. I've just never got a chance. But I'd say like I really like Ezra Miller's Flash, definitely.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Which
I thought it was pretty cool how do you know about his cameo in Crisis on Infinite Earths?
no, I didn't.
Oh, he actually made a cameo. He met Grant Gustin. It was super cool. You need to watch
Oh
it.
wait, yeah, I did see a photo from. I think it was like one of those like a principal photography photo or something like that. Yeah, it looked pretty interesting. I'd say like Ezra Miller's Flash like looked the more like flashiest compared to Dustin, right?
Grant Gustin.
Grant Gustin. Sorry. Yeah, I'm really more like I like Ezra's Flash look better than Grant.
You mean like?
When you put them like two side by side, it's like, yeah, like Ezra's like pretty much the go-to guy as far as like who looks like the better Flash, you know.
And I mean, in terms of costume as well, I like Ezra's better. So I mean, I guess I understand why Grant's looks cheap because it's a TV show and they have a lower budget.
Yeah, definitely. I always liked Ezra Miller. I haven't seen a lot of his movies, but from the ones that I do see, it was like, yeah, like I can understand. Like he seems to be an interesting person, definitely.
He really is. I've seen him in Justice League and also the Fantastic Beasts movies. I'm gonna tell you, he's got range. His characters in those movies are like the exact polar opposites. He's amazing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Like I said, like I haven't seen like a lot of his films, but from what I've seen, like he's really good, definitely.
Yeah, and also my internet keeps disconnecting and reconnecting. So, would you like to end it here?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't want to get really bored again.
Yeah. I guess I'll just. As far as for my parting words, I'll just say it's been really great talking to you. I know we haven't like spoken a lot. I know we haven't really spoke a lot before this, but yeah, you seem like a really cool person, definitely.
Yeah, thanks.
I hope you invite me again. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Thanks.
Thank you very, very much.